Well, time now for a look at what else happened in politics today. The federal government has reached a deal with Ontario that will unlock $357 million for housing projects. A deal had been reached earlier under the federal government's housing initiative, but the Trudeau Liberals withheld that money, concerned about Ontario's ability to build the affordable units it promised. The concerns have now apparently been addressed.
What's most important from my perspective is the obligations Ontario agreed to under the initial agreement will be met. We had some challenges getting there with the new affordable housing units that they had committed to, which we had very serious reservations would not actually be built. Those reservations have been addressed with the change in approach and reorientation of investments by the province.
Ottawa is increasing the number of Palestinians who will be allowed in the country. The federal government raising the cap to 5,000 applicants, 4,000 more than initially planned. The program will reunite Palestinians with family members already here in Canada. But reunification has been difficult. Currently, there is no way for people to leave the Gaza region. The embattled Speaker of the House of Commons appeared before committee today. Greg Fergus answering questions about policies on harassment and violence in Parliament. But questions were quickly asked about the Speaker's neutrality and his past actions as an MP. That too became an issue. In 2016, Fergus defended the Prime Minister who allegedly elbowed NDP MP Ellen Brosseau in the chamber. Fergus started to answer the question but was interrupted.
Yet in the moment when you had an opportunity as a peer in the House of Commons to give a woman space and hear her argument out, your exact words were this: what happened was exactly as the Prime Minister had described it. If I came in and I said, this happened with a Liberal member or a Conservative member, whose side would you take?
I would clearly want to make sure that the process was entirely fair and that your story and that your concerns would be raised and pursued to the fullest possible extent.
How can I have that assurance?
That could happen.
How can I have that assurance when you've had three clear instances of being partisan while in the chair?
And finally, Ontario New Democrat MPP Saul Mamakwa made history today, becoming the first member of the provincial legislature to ask questions in a language other than English or French. Mamakwa, who is a member of the Kingfisher Lake First Nation, asked the Premier about long-term care beds in his riding, all in Oji Cree.
Well, the government finally come through on their 2018 promise to create 76 more long-term care beds in Sioux Lookout. When?
The Ontario Premier noted the historic moment and said the province will build a long-term care home in the riding. And a programming note, Saul Mamakwa will be on our program later this week.